What's the worst thing that could happen to a group of cats stranded in a rabies-ridden wasteland? If you thought things were bad before, Feral issue number 11 from Image Comics, Tony Fleece, Trish Forstner, Tone Rodriguez, and Brad Simpson cranks up the chaos with monstrous new threats, shocking reunions, and one of the most intense action sequences in the series so far. Feral issue number 11 marks the beginning of a brand new story arc, making it a great jumping on point for new readers. Though if you've been following along, you'll know things have already spiraled way out of control since the animal control van crashed in issue number 1. This comic wastes no time throwing us back into the carnage and mayhem, picking up right where issue number 10 left readers, at the scene of a horrifying car crash. Will our feline survivors make it out of this comic in one piece? What happened to Patch? And why are all the infected animals fleeing the area? Stay tuned to find out. The previous issue of Feral left us in the aftermath of sheer chaos. Elsie and the group were struggling to survive after staying at the lady's house and being locked in the basement. A failed attempt at eating the lady's infected body went horribly wrong. Patch's surprising return, and a disastrous car crash that left everyone's fate uncertain. Now this comic picks up immediately where we left off, throwing us straight into the aftermath of the carnage from issue number 10. We've seen the worst of it. That's what we thought. Every time. And we were always wrong. The story opens with readers inside the crashed car, where we see Elsie hanging upside down. Gigi is injured with blood dripping from her right eye. Despite the horror of the crash, a quick check confirms that the kittens are safe, shaken and terrified, but unharmed. Gigi, ever the leader, insists that they need to move quickly as rabid animals begin to gather around the wreckage, looking for an easy meal. There isn't time. We're going to get out of this wreck. One of the kittens protests though. There's bad kind out there. Just as they prepare to escape, a horrifying new threat emerges. A rabid grizzly bear. This massive, terrifying beast is unlike anything the cats have encountered before, and even the other infected creatures instinctively scatter at its presence. The big bad kind. Faced with this monstrous predator, the cats choose to remain inside the vehicle, hoping the metal shell will provide them some sort of protection. Gigi quickly lays out a plan. When the opportunity arises, they must make a run for the woods. We're going to be okay. We just have to stick together. That thing is too big to be a fast runner. But before they can act, the bear begins slamming into the car with unrelenting force, ultimately shoving it off a nearby cliff. As the car plummets down the cliff, readers are treated to some visually stunning aspect-to-aspect panels, juxtaposing the violence outside the car with the chaos within it. The kittens are thrown around like rag dolls. Lord desperately tries to grip onto something despite his lack of claws, and Elsie, blinded by worry and still wearing the vet collar, focuses solely on Lord's well-being. The sequence slows down time, letting us feel every impact as the vehicle crashes down into a log at the bottom. Once again, the kittens sound off, and surprisingly, they've survived. But Gigi is in bad shape, struggling to stay conscious as she urges Elsie to remain focused so they can all get to safety. Elsie, keep it together. Focus. We have to get out of here. Then, out of nowhere, the group hears a soft jingle followed by a quiet meow. Confused, they look around and discover another cat inside the car, Ghost. Chloe recognizes him as a cat from the lady's house, and Lord confirms that everyone who lived with the lady knows who Ghost is. However, Ghost doesn't respond to them, leading to immediate suspicion from the other cats. It's revealed that Ghost is deaf and had been unknowingly hiding in the vehicle, likely just as terrified as they are. While some of the cats remain skeptical, the kittens insist that Ghost does seem friendly. Lord then climbs into the front seat and peers through the shattered windshield, only to freeze in horror. Outside stands Patch. "Elsie, look, it's him. It's really Patch." His emaciated, bloody form is barely holding together, and his eerie, bloodshot red eyes make for one of the most striking visuals of the issue. Trish Forstner's artwork takes an impressionistic turn here, amplifying Patch's distorted, grotesque appearance. Despite Patch's nightmarish state, something in his expression suggests he recognizes Elsie and Lord. For the first time, he doesn't hiss or attack. He simply stares at them, as if trying to remember them. Lord is frustrated, however. "Elsie, why doesn't he answer me?" Not realizing that Patch's infection took over right after he ran away in issue number 4. Then from above, the rabid grizzly bear roars, again spotting the group below. With the danger rapidly closing in, Elsie tries to pull Lord away, but he refuses to leave Patch behind. As always, Lord's impulsive nature overrides his survival instincts. "Patch, come on, buddy. We have to go." Elsie and Lord plead with Patch to come with them, but he remains eerily calm, simply watching them. Then, in a moment of clarity, Patch turns to face the bear instead of his former friends. Lord continues to beg him to run, but Patch makes his intentions clear. He turns and snarls at Lord and Elsie as if to tell them to go. He is staying behind to face the threat. Coughing, snarling, and barely holding himself together, Patch chooses to fight, seemingly sacrificing himself to give the others a chance to escape. As the bear rises onto its hind legs, Patch lets out a final, defiant hiss and lunges. The scale of this fight is breathtaking. Patch, small but capable, against an unstoppable force of nature. He scratches, bites, and gives it everything he has. The visuals here are phenomenal, highlighting the sheer David versus Goliath nature of this moment. Elsie forces the others to run, but Lord continues to linger, until finally he turns to run away. It's only when Patch is slammed into the ground with monstrous force that we know his fate is sealed. This is the end of Patch, a tragic yet fitting close to his arc, where even in infection, he found one last moment of heroism, one last moment to defend those he so desperately was trying to find in issue number 6. The remaining cats flee into the forest, running blindly through the darkness. "Gigi, where are we? Where are we going?" "I don't have any idea. We just have to get far enough away and we'll figure it out when we're safe." Just as they begin to catch their breath, a dog leaps from the shadows, barking and growling at them. Panic sets in, and the cats attempt to climb the nearest tree, but Lord, clawless as ever, is left stranded below. But then, if you look closely, you'll see something considered strange, maybe even weird in this world. This dog isn't infected. He isn't foaming at the mouth, and his eyes are normal. He's simply barking at the cats. Then a voice calls out, "Moosh, healed." As we turn to the final page, we see a cat standing next to the dog, petting him and calling him a good boy. Behind them is a sign, Pet City Supercenter. This sets up the next major location and introduces a strange new dynamic into the comic. A cat who apparently has a pet dog. What in the world does this creative team have in store for us next? And I don't know about you guys, but am I the only one wondering where the lady went? Anybody know? So Feral issue number 11 serves as a bridge between story arcs, tying up loose ends while laying the groundwork for what's to come. The action is relentless, pushing the characters forward at breakneck speed. However, this momentum comes at a cost. Character development takes a back seat in this issue, making it more of a setup than an emotional deep dive. A few elements stand out as slightly jarring as well. Ghost's introduction feels abrupt and underexplained, though it's likely his significance will be revealed later. And while Patch's sacrifice is certainly a highlight, the pacing diminishes its emotional weight. After waiting 4 issues for his return, he's gone as quickly as he arrived. However, the artwork is exceptional, with Forstner's expressive character designs and Simpson's masterful color work elevating every moment. The cool night tones contrast beautifully with the deep reds of danger, making every scene feel visceral and alive. Overall, Feral issue number 11 delivers thrills, terror, and a bold new direction for the series. And with a possible new home base in the mix, the next chapter promises even more surprises. Where will the cats go from here? What's the deal with Pet City? And will the lady return more monstrous than ever? We'll have to wait and see. With Feral issue number 11, the stakes have never been higher, and the carnage just keeps escalating. Patch's fate, the arrival of new characters, and that ominous final page at the pet store leaves us with more questions than answers. Where do Elsie and the others go from here? Will the lady make her inevitable return? And seriously, what's the deal with a cat who has a pet dog? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Comic Drops, and click the notification bell so you never miss another review or deep dive. More feral madness is on the way, and you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.